Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, the U.S. highlights its extensive efforts to reach a diplomatic solution to the Hezbollah-instigated low-intensity war with Israel since October 8th, as the IDF prepares to face the Iranian proxy. Israeli Economy Minister Nir Barkat highlights Israel's economic resilience despite the need to contend with separate fronts and the war in the Gaza Strip. EU member states are stepping up their naval deployments to the Red Sea as supply disruptions force Europe's hands to confront Iran's proxy in Yemen. Israel will do everything in its power to return its 134 hostages from Hamas captivity. Israeli government spokeswoman Tal Heinrich highlighted that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu informed the war cabinet on the next steps in the US-led and Qatari and Egyptian broker negotiations. Heinrich went on to bash the Islamist Hamas terror organization for presenting delusional demands.
You see, from Israel's point of view, we are willing. But the question remains whether Hamas are willing. Hamas are making outlandish demands in another orbit, another planet. If Hamas can come back down to reality, we'll be able to have a deal. Israel certainly wants it. We want our stolen people back.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responded to tensions between Washington and Jerusalem, highlighting a newly released Harvard-Harris poll that clearly indicates resounding support by a decisive majority of the American people for the state of Israel.
מתחילת המלחמה אני מוביל מערכה מדינית שתכליתה לבלום את הלחצים שנועדו לסיים את המלחמה טרם זמנה, ומנגד גם להשיג תמיכה. יש לנו הצלחות לא מבוטלות בתחום הזה, משום שהיום מתפרסם בארצות הברית סקר הרווארד-האריס, שמראה ש82% מהציבור האמריקני תומך בישראל. כלומר, 4 מתוך 5 אזרחים בארצות הברית תומכים בישראל ולא בחמאס. וזה נותן לנו עוד משנה כוח להמשיך במערכה עד לניצחון המוחלט.
While determinedly pushing forward in the Gaza Strip with a clear aim of degrading the Islamist Hamas to a point of no return, the IDF continues to conduct exercises along Israel's northern front with Lebanon as it prepares to face the Iranian proxy Hezbollah.
The message that I have is that we're prepared, is that there is an incredible amount of good people here, that you see that many men that have finished their service 5-10 years ago, and everyone gathers again, and everyone's been here for a very long time, left their families, didn't completely leave their families, but their families are at home fighting for themselves, and left their jobs, left everything to come here to fight and to prepare, and that's the most incredible message and the most incredible thing about the people here.
While Israel prepares for war at a time when daily cross-border hostilities are seemingly intensifying, the United States is working to de-escalate the situation by trying to resolve Israel's real security threats via diplomatic means.
So we do not want to see either side escalate the conflict in the north, and in fact, we are going to continue to pursue a diplomatic resolution of that conflict. And while we saw the defense minister's comments, we have also taken note that repeatedly the defense minister and other officials of the government of Israel, including the prime minister, have said publicly that they would prefer this situation to be resolved diplomatically. They do face a real security threat in that there are tens of thousands of Israelis who do not feel safe returning to their homes in northern Israel. That's a legitimate issue that needs to be addressed. We want to achieve a diplomatic path. The government of Israel has said publicly, and they have assured us privately, that they want to achieve a diplomatic path, and so that's what we're going to continue to pursue, and ultimately that would make military action unnecessary.
Meanwhile, in the Brazilian city of Sao Paulo, U.S. Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen highlighted during a press conference Washington's relentless efforts to prevent the Hamas-instigated war from expanding into a larger regional conflict that could include significant economic spillover, as she put it. Secretary Yellen went on to criticize Israel's war on terror in the West Bank districts of Judea, Samaria, and the Jordan Valley, which included a Jerusalem decision following the October 7th massacre and the consequent conflict to revoke all work permits of Palestinian laborers.
I've written to the Prime Minister to discuss my concerns about the West Bank and actions that Israel has taken that I believe are seriously impairing the West Bank economy, reducing income, and also at the same time having an adverse impact on Israel. And it looks like we may have a solution with respect to the revenues, but blocking West Bank residents from working in Israel, it has a very significant negative effect on incomes in the West Bank, and Israel is also dependent on that labor force, and it's having a shortage of labor is having an adverse effect on Israel's economy.
It is important to highlight that there are ongoing discussions by the Israeli cabinet in Jerusalem on whether to allow Palestinian residents of Judea and Samaria return to work in Israel despite the ongoing war in the Gaza Strip. And while these deliberations have yet to yield any conclusive results, Israeli Economy and Industry Minister Nir Barkat, during a visit to the United Arab Emirates for a ministerial conference of the World Trade Organization, contended that Israel's national security interests were not only paramount, but also vital for Israel's economy.
Look, we're committed to win the war. We're going to win the war regardless of anything. And I think that when people look at the economics of Israel, they want to make sure, first of all, we're a secure city and country. So our security is an economic element. I could see that. Israel entered the war with really good 62% debt to GDP, which is one of the better financially disciplined countries in the world. Now we're probably going to take a dip of about 10% of the GDP, plus minus, but we know how to recover very quickly from that and long-term create a lot of value in the global marketplace. I'm not concerned about the short-term debt, even if it takes us a bit more time. Israel knows how to overcome. We've been in worse situations before in terms of war, and we know how to overcome.
While Israel's economy remains resilient in the face of adversity, ongoing attacks by the Iranian proxy Ansar Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe in Yemen, is causing significant economic harm, particularly to Egypt and Jordan, as well as for many nations in continental Europe. Among others, after diverting dependence from Russian gas to reliance on Qatari LNG, among others, the repeated attacks against maritime shipping is seemingly disrupting essential energy supplies.
Nobody wants to divert away from the Red Sea due to cost, of course, and not only cost, but it's also time that's needed to deliver the product and then come back to get a refill, if you will, for the same product. It's going to add cost, it's going to add time, and it's also going to add constraint on actual deliveries with time to deliver the same amount of products to the customers. It may not be felt in short term, but if it's a long term, then it will actually hamper movement of a net, if you take a full year, a net volume that actually is transferred.
Among the countries heavily impacted by the Iranian-instigated disruptions of international maritime shipping, particularly in the Red Sea, is Germany, which has become heavily dependent on Qatar's LNG supplies, among other sea-bound commodities. Therefore, when the EU announced its decision to launch a task force in the Red Sea to protect European vessels transiting the dangerous waters, Berlin was among the first to commit.
Die Europäische Union hat ihren Startschuss gegeben für diese Mission Aspides. Deutschland war mit eines der ersten Länder, das gesagt hat, wir sind dabei, wenn das Parlament zustimmt. Und wenn der Bundestag das am Freitag tut, dann ist die Hessen bereit, loszulegen im Roten Meer. Und es geht um nicht mehr und nicht weniger als um den Schutz der regelbasierten internationalen Ordnung, also des Völkerrechts, der Freiheit der Navigation, der Sicherheit auf den Meeren.
Following these remarks, Berlin's Bundestag approved Germany's naval deployment in the Red Sea. And while Western powers are scrambling into the strategic waterways to fend off Iranian proxy attacks, the United States and United Kingdom, with the assistance of Canada, the Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, and Bahrain, continue to launch separate defensive operations in an effort to degrade the capabilities that Iran provides the Houthis and which are utilized against international commercial shipping in the Red Sea since October 19th of last year. Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. TV7 Israel is a donation-based non-profit ministry with all of our productions available free of charge. If if you're blessed by our daily updates and would like to help us bear the costs, we would appreciate it if you would consider making a donation. You can do so by visiting our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Separately, I'd like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hessen wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our upcoming TV7 Israel updates. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.